These are the tips that changed the game. Yes, they're stained because I wore them the other day, don't judge me. I think this is the most genius thing I've ever seen. I now need to take a thumbnail. Wow, I actually don't look like myself in this makeup. Also, the sun is going down, so I kind of need to be down here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my bathroom. I don't normally look like this. I did film this look, and I'm not sure whether this look is going up before or after this video. Probably before. It'll probably be up already. But I am a massive catfish, as you're about to see in a minute. And if you are new to my channel, I'm about to expose myself and take all this off. But today I'm going to be doing my fake tan routine. I'm sure a lot of people have probably given up on fake tan at this point because people aren't really going out and seeing others. But I am still tanning because I have you guys to see, and also it just makes me feel a bit better about myself. So that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video. It is long overdue because look at the state of my wrists. Oh, the sun is just coming out. Where I wear my Fitbit, it's just terrible, like really terrible. Look at this. But I'm going to be showing you guys how I get from this to this. I've actually got instant tan on at the moment because, like, wow, on my hands and on my neck, because all the tan went really patchy on my neck. So yesterday I scrubbed it off. No. But underneath it's like this really patchy mess. So first I'm going to take off my face and then I'll see you in a second.
Day 2.
Hi, I have a confession to make. It's actually the next day. Ended up having a bit of a meltdown last night and was not in a mood to film. But hey, I told you I was a catfish. Just quickly before I shower, I wanted to go through like my top tips for removing tan. The first thing that I found helps so much is moisturizing every day or every few days while you've got the tan on. Not only does it kind of like keep your skin really soft as it's supposed to, it also just makes the tan come off easier at the end of the week. I usually go 7 days between doing my tan, and yes, on the last couple of days it does go a bit patchy. This has been left on for more than a week, I will admit. Also, tan erasers, these don't get everything off perfectly. I've also got the Saint Tropez one in my cupboard here. This one is the tanologist one. I think Bondo have got one. Pretty much like the majority of tanning brands have a tan eraser now. This is not just going to make it come completely off, but it does help. What I did actually do one time is I slept in this and then the next day scrubbed off my tan, and it was easier to get off. But I usually put this on about like 10 minutes before I have a shower, and then sometimes when I'm in the shower I will like pump more of this onto one of these scrubby gloves and then just like proper scrub my skin. Other things that help is using an oil in the shower. I've heard that baby oil works really well. Basically like anything oily that breaks down the tan. I think that's why I find that certain moisturizers, if they're like oil based, can help with that. But yeah, most of the time I just use the exfoliating gloves. I've got one of these things which is also really good. This was from Boots, which is just like a scratchy exfoliator thing. This thing from Bondo is really good. It's got two sides and this is really scratchy, and this is really good at getting tan off. However, I need to get another one so I can have it on both hands because it's a bit annoying having it on one hand. It honestly is a workout trying to remove tan. I'm sure you know if you do this a lot. And then for my back, I got this. I think I got this on Amazon. It's just a scrubby thing so you can reach all those areas of your back that you can't with your hands. Well, maybe you can, but I can't because I'm super unflexible. I do find that it works out better to maybe shave your legs in the morning, leave it a few hours, and then if you're going to be tanning like in the evening, to, you know, leave a few hours between shaving and tanning. However, most of the time I'm just way too lazy and just shave my legs directly before I'm doing my tan, and normally it's fine. So, but exfoliate first and then shave. Don't shave and then exfoliate, because otherwise you're not going to be like getting right down to the root of your skin. Does that make any sense? I'm going to go have a shower now. I'm going to go shower off whatever is left on me and I'll be back. Right, so there's a couple of things I want to talk through just before I actually get into putting the tan on. These are the tips that changed the game. So once you've come out the shower and you are tanless, or maybe you're just starting afresh anyway and you've never used tan before. Like, I'm actually translucent. And I am not saying in any way, shape or form that if you are as pale as me that you need to fake tan. That is not what I'm saying. I rocked my pale skin for 22 years of my life. I only started tanning in the past year and I have got no problems with my pale skin. I'm not ashamed of it. Like, I also think pale is beautiful, but it's like with putting on makeup. I do it because it makes me feel a bit better about myself and it makes me feel happy and I like the way that it looks. That is it. It's not like a deep-rooted thing. I don't have an issue with my pale skin. I just prefer being tanned, and I don't have an issue with my no makeup face, I just prefer wearing makeup. It's not that deep. Anyway, on to the tip. Tip 1. Moisturize the areas of your body that are dry, like elbows, knees, feet, especially like around my ankle, like this sort of area, the back of my ankles. I like to use a body moisturizer that like sets pretty quickly. So my favorite one is, well, just any. It doesn't have to be the almond milk one, but this does smell really nice. It doesn't smell like almonds though, it just smells really fresh. These are the body yogurts from the Body Shop, so I will literally just take a little bit of this. The main reason that I like these is because they sink in quite quickly. Put it on my elbows. Oh, and also like the bits, these bits at the front of my underarms I find get a bit dry and pick up the tan a bit more. I mean, it sinks in really quickly, so I kind of just put it on, and then by the time I go to do the rest of my body, it's sunk in. Step 2. For your hands, this is the most important thing that I've learned. Smother your hands in hand cream. And I do this at the start so that the hand cream kind of has time to absorb while I'm doing the rest of my body. Really make sure you get it in between your fingers, because the hands, on me especially, are the one place that will go super dark. Especially my knuckles. They just get really dark and it's really frustrating. So I smother my hands now in hand cream before I put any tan on. Also a tip is I do my hands at the very end of the whole routine, and I just use what is left over on the mitt. So I'm just quickly going to talk you through some of my favourite tans and some of my favourite mitts, and then I'll get back to some more tips. The mitts that I don't really like to use are these bog standard type mitts. I mean, these are okay, they do the job, like the ones that have got a bit of foam and then like a bit of material. The one thing I don't like about these is I don't find that they last very long. Sometimes they rip and get holes in them down the side. My favourite type of mitts to use are the velvet ones. I'm really sorry that these aren't actually clean, that's kind of gross, but hey, this is a realistic tanning routine. These velvet ones that are double-sided, so much better. These two are both exactly the same. Ooh, this is covered in hairs, that's gross. These ones are from Bondi Sands, and then this one is from Skinnytan. They're pretty much exactly the same thing, but these ones are a lot softer and they don't break. They're like better quality. I do also have this one which is now stained green, which is from Molly May's filter brand. However, I'm not the biggest fan of this because it's got quite a tight bit like around your wrist. So yeah, it has a thumb, which I mean is great, but you don't need it. But then when you go to take it off, I find that it like pulls the tan off around here, if you see what I mean. So my favorite are these. Then in terms of the actual fake tans that I like to use, my favorites at the moment are the ones that are clear and have no guide color, because regular fake tans have a guide color so you can see where you've put it, then you go to sleep in it or leave it on for a few hours, whatever, then you go and wash off the guide color, and what is underneath is the actual like tan that sticks to your body. But with clear tans, they go on clear with no guide colour, so the only downside is you can't fully see where you've put it. But I'm so used to that now that I can just feel where I've put it. I can see it like shining in the light where I've put it, and I just make sure that I fully like scrub over every part of my body, and then it's honestly totally fine. I've never really missed anywhere. But the massive bonus about these is I can put these on in the morning and then get dressed, and then I don't get tan everywhere. And also like you can go out and it still develops while you're out, and it doesn't like you don't have this super dark guide color. You're not green, because some of the guide colors can be a bit like greeny olivey toned. They don't stain your sheets as much. They do a tiny bit, but nowhere near to the extent of you know, a regular tan. So some of the clear tans that I like to use, my personal favorites at the moment are the Tanologist brand. This is actually owned by Lottie Tomlinson. I have actually done a Instagram ad with Tanologist before, but this video is not sponsored at all. Like, I'm literally just giving you guys my recommendations. My favorite is the water actually over the mousse. So I have the shade dark in both of these. So what I have done sometimes is I've put it on in the morning, then I've got ready, like done my makeup and everything, and then I've gone out wearing these, obviously before lockdown, and then just let it develop into the evening, and it just gets darker and darker, and then obviously at some point it stops, and then just shower when you get home. That is those two. I also really liked the Saint Tropez Purity Self Tan Bronzing Water Gel. That's a long name. As you can see, I've nearly finished this one. I really do like this one as well. That's another nice one, but I kind of prefer this because it goes a little bit darker. St. Moritz have one. This is the Shade Control Express Tanning Mousse. Again, I've used a lot of that. This is a nice one. But then if you're not into tans that are clear, two of my other favorites are the classic Saint Tropez one. This is the watermelon one, which is really nice. I also really like the Bondo Sands Aero Tan. This is another really nice one. This is more of an olivey tone. This is actually really natural. This one is probably the lightest out of all of them, but but I now know that they do have the Aero Ultra Dark, I think.
I just wanted to quickly add, since filming this video, I have tried the Bondi Sands Aero Tan in Ultra Dark, and I love it. It's such a nice colour. I've got it on at the moment, and it's a really, really nice one, so that's another good one. But it does have a guide colour, but it's really nice.
So all I would do is I will take my tan, whether it's a mousse or a spray or whatever, spray it onto the mitt, start at my legs, so I will rub this all over my shins, my thighs, everywhere up to my legs, do both my legs, then I will move on to my stomach. I find it a lot easier to work from the bottom up. Otherwise, if you work from the top down, you're then going to be bending over and like creating folds in your tan. Well, I mean, that's what happens to me. I will do my whole leg, then with what's left on the mitt I will do my foot, and I do go in between my toes. Then I will move on to my belly. But to do my back, tip number 4, get one of these. This is, I think it's by Bondi Sands. I got this on Amazon. I never use the sponge side because I don't really know what that's doing, but it's a tanning mitt on a stick that folds out. You can reach over, do your back, and not miss any spots. It's genius, it's brilliant, and then it folds away so you can take it away with you. It's just like, I don't know how I lived without this. Actually I do. I used to put my tanning mitt on my straighteners and do a bit of this. Then when I get to my neck and my face, I will apply the tan to my neck using a brush, any makeup brush. I just find that on me personally, you can also do this on your chest as well. My chest and my neck don't really take to tan as much as I want them to. And I find for some reason that using a brush helps it stick better. So I will use a brush, just buff this like all over my neck, make sure that you get up behind your ears and kind of like into the hairline at the back, blend it into the rest of your, you know, what you've already put on. Any makeup buffing brush. This one is by Revolution Pro. Then for my face, to be honest, with these clear tans, I find that putting on my face is totally fine because they don't have that guide colour. They don't clog your pores, which is great, which is another reason why I kind of prefer these. But what I much prefer to do on my face is use a specific face tan. These two are my favourites, the Tanologist Self Tan Medium Drops. For some reason, I find the medium drops work perfectly fine with the dark tan because these go quite dark. So I will put on some moisturiser first on my face and then I will go in with these. I use a brush so that I don't get it all over my hands. Again, just any buffing brush. This is a Real Techniques one. This is my favourite face tan, but I also sometimes use the Jamie Genevieve and U-Tan tanning water. This is a spray, and the idea is that you can spray this all over your face and you're good to go. But when I did that once, it all got like stuck on my ears. And then my friends were like, Soph, why are your ears orange? And I was like, oh my god, it was the spray. So it kind of gets everywhere. So if I am using this, I spray it onto my brush first. Tip 5, remove the tan from your eyebrows. Take a cotton bud, dip it in a bit of micellar water or just water and scrub your eyebrows, otherwise your eyebrows will be orange. Tip 6 is, if I'm doing this before bed, which is what I do most of the time to be honest, and then I'll go to sleep in it because it's just easier, I use a face powder, like a translucent powder, and I powder my underarms, the back of my knees, the little crease under my butt. I don't find it messes up anything or causes any streaks, but it just sets it so that it's not as sticky when you're sleeping, and also like, I don't know, I just find it stops it from like going as patchy under your arms and everything. Again, just use a powder brush and any translucent powder. And then in terms of what I wear, you want to wear long sleeves and loose fitting things. I find that I get a lot more streaks if I wear shorts and a t-shirt because the duvet kind of gets stuck to you and everything, whereas if you wear long pajamas that are quite loose fitting, these ones are just from Primark. Yes, they're stained because I wore them the other day, don't judge me. They're super lightweight so you don't get too hot in them, but they've got a cuff at the bottom so they don't like ride up. These are the best thing that I found to sleep in. And then I just wear a long sleeve black t-shirt. Again, it is a few sizes too big so that it's not like sticking to me. And then if I'm doing it throughout the day, you don't necessarily need to wear long sleeves, I guess, because you're not like sleeping on them. But I will literally just wear like this hoodie, which is James's old hoodie that he gave me, and some joggers. But if you really are precious about your bedding and you really don't want to stain them, this is genius. It is a satin, it's not real silk, because imagine how expensive this would be. A satin sleeping bag that you can sleep in, and you can even put your pillow inside it. There is a slot for your pillow to go in, and you lay this down on your bed, you get into it, like there is an entrance somewhere. I can't really show you this very well on camera. Oh, here we go, here's the brand. It's by a brand called Tansy. But you lay this out across your bed, get into it, it's a super lightweight sleeping bag so you're not going to get too hot, and then you can put your duvet cover over the top and it's not going to stain your sheets. I think this is the most genius thing I've ever seen. And then my final tip comes for maintaining your tan.
Every few days it wears off my face and my hands, because obviously those parts of your body you are cleaning more than the rest of you, especially your hands. So after a few days, what I will tend to do is redo my hands. So I will smother them in moisturizer again, use a brush and just buff in like a little bit of tan onto my hands, go like fully in between my fingers. This is a buffing brush from Coco and Eve, but honestly any makeup buffing brush for your face does the job perfectly. And with my fingers and my hands, I will do this like weird claw shape just so that I get fully in between my knuckles. And then for my wrists, I bend them this way to make sure that this bit is all nicely applied. To be honest, I usually just do my hands with a mitt. Like I will just go like this all around my hands, all over my fingers, in between the gaps, every little crevice. And then what I would do is I would turn my mitt to the side that I haven't got any tan on, and I just do this with my knuckles to like wipe off a little bit of it, because that way it doesn't like collect in my knuckles as much. And then the final tip that I've got to talk about is maintaining your tan. So I'm not very good at this and I'm quite lazy, to be quite honest with you. The things that definitely help are moisturizing every day, and especially moisturizing with a gradual tanning lotion. That definitely helps, especially on your legs. If you're shaving your legs every few days, the tan's obviously going to go there a lot quicker. This is the Bondo Sands Everyday Gradual Tanning Milk. This smells really nice. It does a nice job at, you know, keeping your tan topped up. If I just want it to appear like I am tanned but I can't be bothered to do my whole body, I would just use an instant tan and a brush, and I would just apply this on my neck and from my wrists, like downwards, just my hands and my wrists and my neck. This is my favorite instant tan. It's the Isle of Paradise Disco Tan, and this is just a wash off one, so it's obviously not going to last long, but it's a really nice colour. And I just buff this all over my neck and my hands if I'm feeling really lazy and I'm going to be wearing a hoodie but I want to look like I have a tan. I think those are all my tips. I'm going to go apply my tan how I told you that I did it, and I'll see you in a bit, and then I'll show you the finished results obviously.
Thousand years later.
So I know that my face looks super oily, but I've just woken up. It is the next day. This is what the tan is looking like right now, but obviously I need to go get myself ready. I'm gonna have a shower, gonna get dressed, and then I'll show you what the tan like properly looks like. As you can see, like it doesn't go super dark on me, but that is because I'm so pale to start off with. But if you compare this to my natural skin tone, it's definitely giving me a nice colour. So let's just ignore my hair. I just let it dry naturally going out for a walk in the wind. But as you can see, my tan is done. However, my neck, for some reason, has just not really taken to it. So my face is definitely darker than my neck. Obviously, I've done my foundation and everything. But the rest of me still looks really nice. And I know that for a lot of people, this is pale. I know that. But it's because I start out as such a blank canvas that it doesn't usually go super dark on me. But I don't know, if I actually step back like out of the sunlight, this is the colour that I've gone. It's not too bad around my wrists, although it definitely could be better. So this is what the tan looks like overall. I know that obviously it is not super dark, but this is the kind of colour that I do go if I were to tan naturally. I did used to tan a lot more naturally when I was a little bit younger, but these days I tend to not tan as much because I'm really careful with like my SPF protection and stuff like that. And to be honest, I'd rather just have a fake tan than like damage my skin in the sun, if you see what I mean. But yeah, if you're wondering, my legs also are nice and tanned. I now need to take a thumbnail. Right, I'm gonna answer a question of the day. Don't ask why my phone is on a tripod. It was for the video that I just filmed. If you guys have got any questions for me, leave them down below with the hashtag question of the day. Whoa, my video from 2 days ago is doing so well. I hadn't actually checked it until now. Wow, oh my gosh, okay. That's the TikTok beauty products video. Ooh, this is a good question. Today's question of the day comes from ACO, and they have said, hi Soph, my question is, do YouTubers still get money from AdSense on their oldest videos, the ones from a few years ago? Just wondered, as not many YouTubers talk about the way money works on videos. I love you so much. Thank you, I love you too. Yeah, so you still do get money. Basically how it works is once you put a video out there and it's monetized, unless, which means that you get like money from it and it's got ads running on it, unless YouTube decides to demonetize it for whatever reason, if it's like inappropriate or it's got copyrighted content in it, or if you swear or like, you know, stuff like that, then yes, you do still continue to get money from old videos. However, you obviously get less money because they're being viewed a lot less in most cases. So a video that I uploaded, you know, 2 years ago probably reached its peak amount of views
when I uploaded it, and that's when you will generate the most money from it. And now maybe it will get like a few views a day, if you see what I mean. So yes, you do still get money from it, but obviously like not as much as you did when you first uploaded it, because it's no longer getting loads of views because it's old. As always, if you guys have got any more questions for me, leave them down below. Also, if you have any tanning tips, leave them down below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out in YouTube's algorithm-y thing, I think. If you aren't already subscribed and you like this video, I would love to have you. If you press the subscribe button to have the notifications on, that would be great. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you're all well and healthy and safe and staying inside and not going totally insane. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!